Alright guys, over the last few months I've been building the ultimate loadouts for set color themes, but today we're just going to go all out on what is the ultimate, most baller, most flexy CS loadout you can buy with baseline prices, avoiding anything that's got like crazy overpay like some of those blue gems that are really hard to price for. And we're going to get right into it. I'm doing a dual loadout vibe for this. So on the CT side, I'm going to rock a pair of minimal wear Pandora's box for $11,200 and pair it with a butterfly black pearl. This is a $12,400 knife, a little bit above that for factory new. For me, this combination is basically just like S tier, absolute endgame. It's a vibe. The black pearl looks amazing. Pandoras are pretty much the best gloves in the game. It's an amazing combination. On the agent, I'm using Ricksaw. He's $20. I just want clean sleeves. I don't want any clash. Now, as I say, I'm not doing color theme outside of the knife and glove combo. So my USP is going to be a kill confirmed for $145 in minimal wear. I do want to try and get factory new where possible, but where things are being manipulated or just crazy pricing, I'm going to try and still be reasonable, even though it is the ultimate loadout. I was a little torn on the P250 options, but I ended up going for the Apep's Curse. There's actually low supply of these. They look fantastic in minimal wear at $84, and you know, I'm just a big fan of this skin, so I wanted to go give it some love here. And on the Desert Eagle, while it pains me how much has gone up in price, the Emerald German Gander just deserves a spot here. It's almost $1,200 these days for it. Man, can knock at the burn spec, please. I love the pattern on it. I love that you can get like a triple head pattern, double head patterns. It's got that Norse mythology, obviously from that collection. I love the Norse mythology side of things. And also with the Pandoras, it plays into that Joker combo kind of thing, which we often would talk about. Just absolutely top tier Desert Eagle here. And I don't think I've ever showcased the Duelist in game, like ever in a video. These are $350 basically. They have a sapphire style finish on them, however you barely see that. Yeah, very interesting price on these. I don't think I'd pay it myself, but there you go. For the ultimate loadout, we're going to get them in. And then the 5.7 that's just crazy priced, we're going to get the Neon Kimono. It's $910 base pricing, obviously is a pattern based skin as well, and we're going to get it in factory new. Definitely some arguments to be made for the likes of Hyper Beast here, however its price has skyrocketed since the Retex update for trade ups. And I would like to think you guys knew what was going to come with the MP9. Of course, we have the Wild Lily here. Over $3,000 for an MP9 seems insane. Obviously, it's used to trade up for the Wild Lotus. That's what's driving the price up because it's also low supply. But artwork-wise, it's beautiful. With the Pandoras, even better. And then from the same collection, while visually is not everyone's favorite MP7, I'm throwing my bias in here. The Teal Blossom for nearly $120 factory new. I wish this was like a max $10 skin because I would run it in my loadout 110%. I think it's actually I love the skin basically, but my god, I cannot justify paying this much for an MP7 skin. However, in an ultimate loadout, you can. Now, feel free to criticize me on this one. This is the Minotaur's Labyrinth, and I've priced for the baseline patterns, which are $137, $138. Obviously, you can get super rare patterns where you actually see the Minotaur on it, and they have overpay. But I'm going baseline, it still looks great. And obviously, on the ultimate loadout, if you want to pay overpay for patterns or extra float or 000 floats, you can. But to keep it somewhat like reasonable at the breakdown of how much it would cost, this is what we're running with. And there's a bit of a trend of it just being old collection skins. And the Frost Bore at almost $160 is going to be our XM. This is another skin that I actually really like, but I really struggle to justify the price for it myself to pick up, so I can enjoy it in videos like this. And we get a very stylish Nova skin. We get the Barrack Orange. This pattern again, like actually, I don't like the left-hand side, the end of the gun, the barrel end, but this back side with all this artwork and detailing, I would love to see more of this in-game because it looks fantastic. And honestly, I think I've got a nice surprise for the Emperor A1S because a lot of people probably expect to see the Knight, maybe they expect to see the Hot Rod because it's been pumped, but no. I'm going for the Imminent Danger. It's almost $2,000 in factory new. It's an incredibly rare collection skin, which has a lot of vibe to it. It's so rare, and just you rarely see them in game. It also looks really, really good with the Pandora's box. So rather than going for that basic bitch Knight just because it's expensive for Dragon Node trade ups, we're going for rare and nice looking with the Imminent Danger. But I couldn't not pick the Hoyle when it comes to the Emperor A4. I will always stand by the fact that I don't think this is the #1 visually appealing Emperor A4 skin in the game, like aesthetically. However, on an ultimate loadout with how rare it is, it's contraband, it is good artwork, it's $7,600, it just makes sense as the pick here. Now, adding to the list of skins I wish were actually affordable, because I would love to own one, it is the Gungnir. It is over $14,000 for this op in Factory New. There is some people that prefer it in Battle-Scarred. I'm aware of you guys, but I want it in Factory New. Again, the Norse mythology side of things comes in for me. I actually love the pattern deck, like, detailing on it as well. It's incredible. God, I wish this was like a $500 op. Even though I don't op, if it was like at least $500, I'd at least pick it up and just have it. On the farmhouse, I think we get a great option because we get the Thundown. Now, it's $129 for Factory New. I've always been a big fan of the skin, especially just like, I think it's the colors on it particularly. The color palette's really good, and it works really well with the Winter Wars box gloves as well, which just, I'll say, I'm not theming colors here, but when they do pair and they're good, then that's an extra bonus. And then to end the CT side, I'm going to have the C Calico for the Scout. This is $450. Honestly, this is not my favorite Scout skin in the game. I think it is, well, it's not overpriced. It's overpriced for what it is, but it's obviously got that pricing due to rarity, trade-ups, all that goodness. It's, there you go. It's a flex Scout skin. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, I think a lot of people would have expected to see Hedgemayers on the T side, but I'm doing something a bit different. We're going to have Tier 3 Crimson Kimonos. You can see just how much red is on these. It looks incredible. They're minimal wear. This one was listed on CS2 and it was listed for $15,000. Now, it might sell for less than that. Previous sales might be lower, but this was the cheapest one listed, so I'm using that pricing. Pattern 655, and it's a 0.127 float. They look incredible. Also, the Karambit is obviously a ruby, which you've seen here. It's a $9,500 skin. You could dive into overpay and paying for max red and stuff like that, but I was like, we'll go the base price, Crimson Kimono with a ruby. It's just a vibe. And I am going to use Viper, Sister of the Revolutionary, for $60 because I like her skin tone and the tattoos for going into these gloves. And although I really don't want to suggest it, we are going to have a Glock fade here. This is a 95.4% one. Obviously, Factory New. We'll go to Factory New where possible. It is over $2,300. It's a crazy amount to pay for this Glock skin. But if that's your vibe and you want that flex factor, obviously go for it. I am going to double up on the Crimson Kimono style for the P250 here, $34 in Factory New. Of course, you could keep using the Apex curse if you want to, but I wanted to hit that full dual loadout vibe where it's fully unique on either side. Now, I used to call the Blaze an overpriced piece of shit, but it's actually cheaper than the Emerald Jörmungandr now, that I showcased earlier with how the Emerald Jörmungandr has been pumped. This is almost $1,100 for this in Factory New. It's still far too much for what it is, but people love it. It's a rare skin. So in an ultimate loadout going for flex factor, I guess we do kind of have to include it. And another one that's leading into its rarity for its sort of like why it's ultimate, it's going to be the Nuclear Threat Tech 9. It's $100 minimal wear, much like the P250. Very low supply on these. While they don't look fabulous, they're from an old collection and low supply. That means people love them. They like it for a flex factor. And then the ZZ, I'm not going for flat out the most expensive ZZ in the game because I want good artwork as well. So we've got to have the Zhanglu. Hopefully I've not butchered that. Factory New, $23. I am a CZ enjoyer. I think you should rock one on T-side for a bit of fun here and there. Make sure you get it equipped. Now, there was definitely two options when it came to the Mac 10. The first of all would have been the Hot Snakes, which is the most expensive of them all, and probably what a lot of people would pick. However, I'll be mentioning that Norse vibe. I'm going for the Copper Bore here. $160 for this in Factory New. I do wish the artwork went into more areas than just the main body of it, but for me, Norse skin, vibey, old collection, trade up potential. We'll see other market trends. I like it as the option here. And it's kind of the reason why I picked the MP7 full stop. Visually, there's not the best MP7 skin in the game. However, on a price factor and rarity factor, for getting a little bit of flex in there, because not everyone's going to have it, because why would you pay $51 for it? There you go. You can do it yourself. And then we're going to have our final minimal wear skin, and then we're all Factory New. It's going to be the Sawed-Off Wasteland Rebel. I picked this up for like £3 or £4 before it started getting pumped and the trade-up update came out. This has gone up over 500% since then. It's absolutely insane. It's $65 minwear. Minwear was like $5 before the update, like $5, $6. It's absolutely insane, but I love the artwork of this skin. I've got a t-shirt with this artwork from the Blast Major in Austin. I love it. And I am going personal bias here. I have an MP5 equipped on T-side, so I'm going to be suggesting an MP5, and the Oxide Oasis is my favorite MP5 skin in the game, I think. So I'm squeezing this in at almost $400. And surprise, surprise, for the P90 we have a Norse collection skin. It's the Astral Jörmungandr. This one is $475. Now, you're not going to spend almost $500 on a P90 skin unless you're just a baller going for the ultimate loadout. Again, it's got that cool Jörmungandr design. The blue is actually really nice on it as well. And it is definitely another flex pickup. Then I'm going to have the Phoenix Blacklight as my Gale skin. Now, I have gone base price in here, which is $343. You can go for a Raven pattern. You'll pay a bit of overpay on it. But again, I was trying to not go too crazy on that one. While we're doing the ultimate loadout, I don't want to dive too much into like weird overpay categories. Now, another reason why I went for these gloves is to set up the AK. Because we have the Wild Lotus. Now, the thing with the Crimson Kimonos are, when you have a knife out, they look incredible. Lots of red. In idle, they're pretty much like just a default grey color with a little accent color. But that accent color works really nicely for some of the shades in the Wild Lotus. Now, this is over $17,000 in factory new. 17 grand to pick up this skin. That's fucking insane. But I love it. Again, I wish this was more affordable. I would love to rock a Wild Lotus. I'm just going to have to do that in the custom servers. Only place I'm ever going to have one equipped. And those accent colors kind of play in for a Dragonor. If you were hitting the comments after me using the Gunir instead, the Dragonor's here, almost 12 grand for this bad boy. Most iconic skin in Counter-Strike, I think that's fair to say. I'm going to squeeze it in. I was very close to using the Prince. My audio is also quite loud. Apologies for that one. I'm jump scaring you guys. I was going to use the Prince, but I think the Dragonor, it just cannot be skimmed over in a loadout like this. Then we have the Death Strike on the Scout. I am a huge fan of this skin, and the only thing I would say is that it would be really nice if we could get scope design on it. Obviously, that's not going to change an update ability. That's literally the only thing this is missing. It's $650 factory new. It's just such a vibe. Like, honestly, the colors and the artwork style just pop, and that's really nice. And we ended off with the SG Hazard Pay, another one from the Vertical collection, which just means it's rare because they weren't opened that much. $279 for this in factory new. I love that you get the traffic cone on the top of the scope. Like, I think it's the only SG skin that has something like this, which is super cool. Now, total cost of this loadout is over 100 grand. We're dropping 114k on this bad boy loadout. Obviously, we're getting the specialist gloves, Crimson Kimono tier 3 max red with a Karambit Ruby, and then we're getting Pandora's with a Black Pearl Butterfly. We got 6 skins all around it. We got iconic skins. This is insane. Would I ever want to actually own all these items? I'm not sure. Just a lot of money to have in skins. But I think this is definitely a good claim for what the ultimate loadout is right now in Counter-Strike 2. I want you guys to let me know in the comments down below. Do you agree with this? Are there any skins you would like to change? If there are, please let me know in the comments down below. And I'm going to end it there. You guys can be in awe at the price. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoy it. Hit the subscribe button if you're new around here. It'll be greatly appreciated as we try to push for 10k. Big up the YouTube members for continuing to support the channel. You're absolute real ones. I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.